Welcome to Moments with Mimi. Today we're going to talk about universal law. Okay, so the term universal law was put out, about 20 years ago. And ever since then, people have gotten into this habit, which is something we do. If you had a line of people and you whispered grapes into the ear of one, and down the line they turn to whisper the word, and then it gets to the end of the line and you ask the person at the end of the line, okay, what's the word? You're going to get a word, but it's not going to be grapes. It's going to be some like cherries or strawberries or something, bananas, but it's not going to be grapes. And that's uh, pretty much what happens in all things. And so these 12 laws of mind that have been scattered throughout time and space, throughout history, throughout the world, for you to pick up in nuggets here and there, something that resonates with you. There's 50 billion ways of looking at it, but one of the things we get stuck on is this universal law. And people think it's the universe, and oh, so we got to say, oh, thank you universe, thank you universe. Is the universe being mean to me? So I get a little pet peeved about this. So the universe isn't doing anything. The universe is the created. It's not the creator, and it is not aware of being. You are aware of being. Only human beings are aware of being. They're the only ones, and they go around being aware of, oh, I could get hurt, oh, I could get sick, oh, this could happen, oh, that could happen, oh, watch out. So, and not realizing when they say these things or they think these things that they're creating these things or manifesting these things to come be. Because imagination thinks, oh, you want to experience that? Here you go. Have at it. So the whole point is to control your mind and your emotions, to not knee jerk, that when you hear something that you feel a response, is to sit back and think. So I have shared some life hacks that can help you sit back and think in those kind of moments. So when somebody's comes up and argues with you, a lot of people believe in a law of polarity, and there is no law of polarity. Okay, it just doesn't exist. There's only unity, harmony, and love. You may think it's not, but it is. Everything is being in unity and harmony and love. So when an argument begins with someone, or you say something and that one person who always takes the other side and who wants to argue with you about it comes up and starts doing just that, well, that's you proving that you believe in the law of polarity, that it's not a law at all. So you tell yourself, as they're arguing with you, there is no law of polarity. There's only unity, harmony, and love. Or just say there is only unity, harmony, and love. They will stop themselves within a minute. Guaranteed. I've done it so many times, it's not even funny. That's how it is. We're one being here. We're not going to argue with each other when one is claiming there is only unity, harmony, and love. If there's only unity, harmony, and love in your world, then arguments and conflicts and such cannot exist. This is divine law and order. Divine law and order means the divine rules. The divine is always prosperous. There's no poverty. The divine is always healthy. There's no illness. The divine is always sure. There is no fear. It just can't exist in the face of the divine. So divine law and order govern your life. If you can say that and practice that, and within about a month, you will find that no one argues with you really anymore. And if you do get one, well, you say there's only unity, harmony, and love, and sit back and think, now what was I thinking that brought that up? Because there you pushed out. Everyone is you pushed out, just like you or them pushed out. There's only one actor here. And this is something that is very difficult for a lot of people to grasp. I am one person. I am Rita. My husband is one person. He is Mike. You are another person. But we all come from consciousness, and consciousness cannot be divided, but it can be shaped. Each person is a thought, an idea that someone else had. And so you are made and you go play your role, the role that you were made to play, which is being you, being the best you that you can be. When you put on a state of consciousness, it is a belief, and so your responses are automatic. So I believe and know that I am wealthy. I am wealthy. That is a state of consciousness. I am healthy. That is a state of consciousness. I am happy. That is a state of consciousness, and I will respond accordingly. This is a place of belief. And for you to be able to put on and take off states of consciousness is being Joseph with the coat of many colors. Each coat is a state. So you put on this coat, oh, I'm going to be wealthy. Well, then something happens and, oh, I'm going to go be poor. That's another state. Oh, I'm going to be wealthy, healthy. I'm going to believe that eggshells always get in my scrambled eggs. Yeah, this is another state of consciousness. I'm a fantastic chef, or I'm a fantastic chef who gets eggshells in their scrambled eggs. They're all states of consciousness. They're infinite. They're infinite. So when you go fishing in the deep, you're fishing for that state. The deep is the silence. It's the awareness of being. So you go fishing into your awareness of being by going to your imagination, and you catch that state that you wish, and then you eat it. You eat it, you live it, you want it, that's how it is. And you become it. And that's how it is. So you need to understand that everything is a state of consciousness in some way, shape, or form. And you can put on somebody else's state and be possessed by them, no longer being free because you have chosen to allow another to possess you. And this happens a lot with doctors. Now, there's nothing wrong with doctors. They're not lying to you. They're telling you their truth, and they're playing their role. You believed in doctors and illness, and then the day came when you were led to these laws and you realized that no, it's not. And you see this all the time. Unless you change the way you think, it's not going to change. So, for example, you can go to your imagination and imagine others congratulating on your fantastic health and you will get well. You know this if you've tested the law. Now, are you going to give up the belief in illness altogether? Because you're the one making yourself ill with your thoughts. Just with the thought of you could be ill. For example, it happens all the time. You look tired. Are you getting enough sleep? Did you catch that flu that's going around? Man, it's a doozy. No, I'm perfectly fine. I had a great night's sleep last night. Thanks. No, haven't been messed with the flu. In fact, nobody in my neighborhood has the flu. Now, that's one response. That's the response you give when you don't believe in illness. But then there's the response of what most people put up with, which is, oh, you look tired. Did you get enough sleep last night? Are you getting that flu that's going around? Oh, I don't know, but I might be. I didn't sleep very well last night, as a matter of fact. You know what? I think my throat is scratchy. Next thing you know, you're in bed for 10 to 14 days, drinking orange juice and hoping this will end soon. There's a reason why they can't cure the common cold. It's different for every person. There's a reason why there's a measles outbreak. They're making more people aware of it, and as they become aware of it, they get scared of it and think about it and get it. And it doesn't matter if you were vaccinated or not. And now, a lot of people believe in vaccinations, but there's a lot of people who don't. Doesn't matter. You know, do what you believe. Do what you think is best. It'll work for you. But if you doubt it, then you're going to get to experience the other. And this is what happens with people who've been vaccinated. They believed in the vaccinations. They believed it was going to help them. They believed it was good. Then something came up, and now they're worried about getting the measles. And then they get the measles, and they say, well, how can this be? I was vaccinated. Well, they don't know how that can be. They don't. You should be fine. So they fill in the hole. They fill in the blank. Oh, well, it must have lost its effectiveness, and now you need boosters. So when in doubt, go get a booster. Okay, so what is it really? It's your doubt in the vaccine. Are you going to go get another vaccine? Is that going to make you feel better? Are you going to keep doubting it? Who knows? That's you. You got to figure it out. It's your life. It's your role. What are you going to do about it? So these are some of the things that affect everything. It's not just health. It's everything. What are you going to do? Are you going to believe them, or are you going to believe yourself? So it's very important to love yourself. And in loving yourself, you get the confidence. And when you have that confidence and you believe in these laws and you're wearing them, then it's like, you know, be gone, get out of here. I'm not sick. Their tests are always wrong. No, you're not rude to the doctor or anything like that. But you leave and you just say, yeah, right. Okay. Now, tonight I'm going to have spaghetti. It's the same thing with diets. We all know it. There are 50 billion diets out there. Diets are $1 billion industry. Now, I can tell you that the San Francisco diet works great, or the keto diet works great, or this diet works great, but the reality is I believed in it, so I thought it was great and it worked for me. Now, others may say, oh, diets never work for me, but I'm going to try this one. And they're going to try it, and then they're going to say, see, it doesn't work. Diets never work. It's your state of mind. It's what you believe. So you can believe you're fat, you can believe you're thin, you can believe you're overweight, you can believe you're underweight. It's up to you what you believe. Believe you're perfect. You're perfect. Okay, you're perfect. You're a perfect 125 pounds, size 8. You're perfect. I can eat anything I want and never gain weight. There are people who in the world do that. They never gain weight. They eat whatever they want. They eat a ton of it because they believe they can. They believe they never gain weight and they can eat whatever they want, and they do. So it's up to you. You see a lot of people will come out of the woodwork when you start this. For example, vegans screaming, you got to do it the vegan way, or whatever. And that's just them, an old belief popping up when you're worried about whether you should eat more veg, or, you know, maybe you should go vegetarian or whatever. It's just an old belief. This is a shadow world. So you just say, okay, yeah, you believe whatever you want, but I don't believe that. And thank you very much for showing me what I don't no longer believe. And just keep on trucking. Ignore them. You've dealt with it. I used to believe that, but I don't believe it anymore. Thank you for showing me what I don't like. This does not exist. And you move on. That's it. You just move on with that confidence that it is as you say it is. So these are things you can think about that you've probably already been doing and you don't realize you've been doing it. For example, Another good one is a green thumb. Oh, that lady has a green thumb. Well, no, she just believes in loving her plants and loving the life and loving the abundance they bring her. And she loves plants, and she believes that if she waters them, they will always be healthy and they will always grow lots and lots of fruit. And she plants them in good soil, so it's good. She believes the soil is good, so the soil is good. That's how it is. So, one of the things you can do to remind yourself that these laws are always working is get a plant. Get a plant and talk to it and love on it and see how well it grows. You can do some of the experiments that, um, like take a jar, 3 jars of rice, fill them up with water where the water covers the rice by about a couple of inches, and then mark one love and mark one hate and mark one ignore. And love on the one and hate on the other and ignore the other. Have them in separate rooms. In about a month, you'll see that the one that you loved on started fermenting, the one you were hating on grew black mold, and the one you ignored turned into black and green and yucky mold. The one you ignored is important to understand because things come into your consciousness all the time. And you can be like Scarlett O'Hara and say, oh, I'm not going to think about that. No, I'll think about that tomorrow. You've allowed something into your consciousness and you're ignoring it. It's turning into the green and black mold. It's become a boogeyman that's hiding under your bed, waiting to pop out and show himself to you when you least expect it. You must deal with it in some way. Attention is the power. If you give it love, it ferments, and if you give it hate, it grows black mold. It still grows. So you can love it, or you can hate it, or you can just say, you're just beautiful rice. You just are. I love you just for being rice, and go away, and it'll ferment. So when you stop and think about it, this is a lot more prevalent, and it goes on all the time, and it never stops, and it's always working, and there's nothing you can do to stop the law. What you can do is be conscious of it and then work with it. Be like Bruce Lee, work with it. So water always wants to go to the lowest point. So the lowest common denominator is, it is whatever you believe it is. And that is what you are asking to experience. And you can change it. I hope this helps. And if you would like some other discussion points in these videos, please let me know. And thank you for being you. And thank you for being with Mimi. Blessings to you.